What's up everyone, it's me Pratima. So today I have gathered all the flagship phones that you can buy right now to make one of my favorite videos, the ultimate battery drain test. From Samsung's Galaxy S25 Ultra to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the Pixel 10 Pro XL, the Vivo X300 Pro, the Honor Magic 8 Pro, OnePlus 15, Oppo Find X9 Pro, and finally the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. They are all on my desk and we are testing their batteries today, so let's get started. I have disabled auto brightness mode and any sort of high performance mode on all of them, and I also calibrated their brightness to roughly 200 nits and their speaker level to around 60 decibels to make this test as fair as possible. So let's hit start on the timer by playing a 1080p video on YouTube for an hour straight on all of them, and I am surprised to see Vivo X300 Pro winning this round by losing just 1% battery, because it literally has the smallest battery among all of the Chinese phones that I have with me. Last year, the Vivo X200 Pro went home with the gold medal, so maybe Vivo has optimized the heck out of it. We'll see how that goes. What really caught me off guard was how the other phones behaved. The Xiaomi 17 Pro Max dropped 3% during the YouTube test, while every other phone lost 4%. Totally not the outcome that I was expecting. Okay, next it was time to attend a video call on Messenger, and exactly 1 hour later, I finally had some interesting news to share with you guys. So the Honor Magic 8 Pro impressed me the most with 10% battery drained, while the Pixel burned through twice as much as Honor. That is not good at all. And unlike the last round where 6 phones basically tied for the third place, this time we actually have a clear ranking, with Vivo still holding on to its lead with 87% battery, followed by Honor's 86%. Well, I thought Xiaomi would end up in the top 3 after this round, but no, it slipped to 5th, losing more battery than both Oppo and OnePlus. Whereas among the non-silicon carbon gang, the iPhone is enjoying its stay in the 6th space with 78% battery, next to Samsung 77% and Pixel with 76%. Then I tried running a large language AI model locally on these phones with the Pocket Pal app. I ran an extremely lightweight Llama 3.2 model with just 1 billion parameters, weighing less than 1 GB for the fastest results, and after about 30 minutes in, things are really heating up since Vivo and Honor are now tied for the first position with 82% battery each, while everyone else is in the exact same spot they were before. It was time to record an hour-long 4K 60fps video from their selfie camera next, where I knew I was going to see some major dip in the battery level, and as expected, the Pixel 10 Pro XL was once again the worst of all by draining a whopping 23% battery, versus how the OnePlus 15 gave up 13% only. What's interesting about this OnePlus victory is that for the first time, the X300 Pro is no longer in the race for the gold medal. The OnePlus 15 and the Magic 8 Pro are now sitting on top with 66% battery, compared to 64% on the X300 Pro and the Find X9 Pro. I know I've been making fun of the Pixel a lot, but you know what? The Xiaomi 17 Pro Max deserves a bit of criticism too, because it has finished 5th for the 3rd time in a row, even with that huge 7500 mAh battery. And like always, the iPhone, the Galaxy S25 Ultra and the Pixel are vacationing in the 6th, 7th and 8th place. Okay, I had one more test lined up before I left them alone to check their overnight drain, doom scrolling TikTok, and to cut the long story short, the OnePlus 15 finished first on day 1 with 62% battery. Then we have the Magic 8 Pro and the Oppo Find X9 Pro fighting for the runner-up's title by holding on to 61% charge, closely followed by the Vivo X300 Pro with 60%, the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max with 56%, the iPhone 17 Pro Max with 49%, and the S25 Ultra with 45%, and finally the Pixel 10 Pro XL with 35%. Okay, so now we're here in the afternoon after their 17-hour overnight test, and the sad part is that OnePlus did not stay in the lead for long. After that overnight break, it dropped down and ended up joining Oppo in the 3rd place with 56% battery. Meanwhile, the Honor Magic 8 Pro managed to snatch the crown this time by losing just 3% charge throughout the night. The Vivo X300 Pro performed similarly to start day 2 on the number 2 seat, followed by the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max and our usual 3 amigos at the bottom of the table. So I started the second round of my battery test by recording a 4K 60fps video for 1 hour yet again, but from their rear camera for a change. This turned out to be the most battery hungry job because all of these phones lost exactly 20% power on average. Not only that, but this was also the most thermally exhausting task since a couple of phones like the Honor Magic 8 Pro and the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max got as hot as 45 degrees Celsius in this cold December weather. And I am glad to see some changes in the leaderboard right away. The Oppo Find X9 Pro finally got to taste what it feels like being the chart topper with 38% gas still left in the tank. Honor is a close second with 37% battery. Meanwhile, Google fans, I'm sorry, the Pixel 10 Pro XL is now down to just 1% and barely staying alive. And yes, it gave up right after a couple of minutes after I started playing Alto's Odyssey, ending up with a frankly miserable screen on time of 5 hours and 56 minutes. Okay, after almost an hour into Alto's Odyssey, I am seeing no change in the top 3 and the bottom 3 rankings this time as well, although the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max did manage to escape the 5th place just barely by finishing slightly ahead of the X300 Pro. Are we once again in for a late drama this year? Anyway, the next thing I put these phones through was playing a 4K HDR video for an hour, which did not alter the order in any way. Oppo is still on top, followed by Honor, OnePlus, Xiaomi, Vivo, Apple, and then Samsung. Just 3 minutes into scrolling Reddit, I had another phone die. The S25 Ultra shut down with a total screen on time of 8 hours and 5 minutes. And even after I kept scrolling for another 27 minutes, nothing changed on the score sheet. The iPhone was the next to go as I put them through another round of Messenger video call, managing a respectable 8 hours and 49 minutes of screen time. And considering Vivo won this contest last year, it's a little surprising that the X300 Pro was the first Chinese phone to call it a day after carrying on for around 9 hours and 23 minutes. It's also interesting that Honor is now leading with 12% battery. Oppo's Find X9 Pro is right behind with it at 11%, so anything can still happen. I followed it up with an additional dose of 4K video recording, and that was enough to knock out Xiaomi. It has the same battery size as Oppo on this list, so seeing the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max end up in 4th is definitely a bit frustrating. But I should mention that I had to stop this test right after about 20 minutes because the OnePlus 15 wouldn't let me record 4K video anymore due to low battery. So I switched to Messenger and then looped TikTok videos again to keep things fair. And guess what? Honor was the first of the 3 to die, ending with 10 hours and 21 minutes of screen time, which means we are down to 2 sisters fighting for the gold medal, OnePlus and Oppo. And as it turns out, the OnePlus 15 did not have what it takes to win this contest as it died after the 10 hours and 34 minutes mark, while the Oppo Find X9 Pro went on for 10 hours and 50 minutes, making Oppo the ultimate winner of my battery drain test of 2026. So after spending 2 days draining the battery of these phones, here's a quick recap. The Oppo Find X9 Pro is the champion this year. The OnePlus 15 came in second and the Honor Magic 8 Pro settled for the bronze medal. They were followed by the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, the Vivo X300 Pro, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and finally the Pixel 10 Pro XL. So yeah, the non-Chinese phones with their traditional lithium-ion batteries were simply too weak to go toe-to-toe against those silicon carbon monsters. That means if you want the absolute best battery life, you'll definitely want to look at the Chinese phones. What's even sadder is that Apple, Samsung, and Google don't seem to be in a hurry to adopt silicon carbon batteries either. I hope I'm wrong and the next iPhone, the Galaxy, and the next Pixel bring much larger silicon carbon batteries inside, although I am not willing to bet on it. Alright everyone, that was all for the ultimate flagship battery drain test of 2026. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notifications icon. Saying this, I'm Pratima and I'll be back with a next video soon.